Falcon, who pretty much took down Cruisin's Duck Hunt dog, which is he is well known for apparently. But it looks like here we are actually going to start our first match in Battlefield, and here we go. Looking like Shade and Metal immediately going for Hakii, knowing Corrin, pretty much one of those characters that has to be mainly focused on, but it looks like Metal is actually going to stick with Corrin as well. But
you missed the part where they completely Metal Slug jumps down straight down right in between both KJ and Hakii. They're just both jiving at him away.
Oh yes. Oh, definitely. But it looks like here Metal and actually Shade are actually getting a good mix of switching opponents, but Shade almost actually knocking out Hakii and KJ off of the map, but it looks like they were able to make a safe recovery. Can't really say the same for Shade or Metal here as they're being launched into the air, but sadly enough, Metal is going to get eliminated over because of KJ's limit break, and surprisingly, it looks like it actually killed Shade as well. But you have to understand, we actually do have a Cloud with limit break, so there is additional damage and additional speed, but it looks like he's actually nailing those short hop nairs in addition to the short hop up airs, but actually Metal actually doing a very good job of keeping them in one place so Shade can actually work on the damage here. But as KJ is actually getting back onto the stage, it looks like he's actually making good approaches with his down air as it is nearly lagless. KJ actually landing nearly every single aerial that he has thrown at everyone, but unfortunately it looks like KJ ended up giving himself under the stage, which looks like it nearly costed the team, but at this point it is nearly an even game, looking like it is siding towards KJ and Hakii. As of right now, KJ actually has a limit break, and Hakii almost killing Shade off of the side of the edge of the stage here, and Hakii actually trying to edge guard him with his neutral B, but Shade looks like he is actually able to recover very well, and Shade almost actually edge guarding, but it looks like the mind games actually took place instead of actually hitting him off the stage to get that kill. But KJ is actually going to go ahead and get the confirm off of Metal.
Shade can keep it though. Okay.
And Hakii actually making good work of the up air, actually getting rid of Shade. And both in blue team, actually both in green team down to their last stock, so they might actually be able to make a good comeback if they actually focus Corrin, to be completely honest. That's exactly what I would do. And as soon as I say that, Corrin immediately gets Meteor Smash off of the stage, Shade making good work of his edge guard with his down air. And Hakii actually trying to make it back, and KJ actually has his limit break. Trying to get some good damage in there with those lovely up airs. Oh, Shade almost getting him again with this up air. Sadly, KJ ended up having to use the limit break on his recovery to get back onto the stage. And Hakii actually whiffing, speaking of up Bs, whiffing that one up there. But Metal's actually making really great use of coverage on Battlefield with his side B, and it looks like Shade was actually able to get rid of KJ, so at this point we are actually at another 2v1 here. Metal actually making great use of the neutral combo, and actually almost tricked him off of the falling off the stage off of his grab, but Hakii able to scoop both opponents to actually get him into one place. So Metal is actually trying to get back into the stage, able to make it, but Hakii is actually having a little trouble here. Looks like he mainly needs to focus on Shade if he wants to stand a better chance against
I was good on Metal Slug to not go for it by accidentally killing his own teammate.
With the side B?
The side B, yes, he caught both of them.
Yeah.
Even though if it's going to hit Hakii, it's going to kill Shade.
Really all he needs,
And Corrin.
And that's actually what I was about to say. If he actually does not land this, the side B, and if it's pretty much straight in the air, and if you basically get hit by the tip, it's gonna hurt, and it can actually kill at a good percentage. So looks like the first match is actually gonna go to Metal Slug and Shade for the first round. So at this point, it looks like Hakii and KJ are actually negotiating on which characters and maps to go next.
And we see Hakii bringing out Lucas. No, he changed his mind? No, he wants to go back to Corrin.
So it looks like we're actually sticking with Team DLC, and it looks like we're actually going to have a rematch for round 2 on Battlefield. Because from the looks of it, it looks like they were really not satisfied with the result. So if anything, they actually want to
something all back. Salty run back.
Exactly. So it looks like we are actually getting a good start here. KJ actually being focused in addition to Shade, but it looks like now that Metal is actually being focused, if anything, due to the fact that we actually have 2 Corrins on the field. But it looks like Hakii was actually going to face against Metal. It looks like he's actually changed his mind and going back to Metal.
I don't think he really wants this tornado to happen.
He definitely wants the tornado to happen because he knows for sure that if Metal were to be the last one, if they were ending up in the same situation like they did last game, then that's going to be a one-sided fight. But we actually have KJ here with the limit break, and Hakii and KJ in a big of a pinch here, but it looks like Hakii was actually able to sweep off both Shade and Metal Slug. Shade almost nearly dying, but it looks like KJ actually was able to land the crossblade on Metal. Surprisingly, he did not counter after that. Probably wasn't expecting it. But Hakii making great use of the up air again, as Corrin was actually able to eliminate Shade, but Metal almost doing some pretty decent damage here. Almost hit KJ, but he was nowhere near. But KJ, speaking of which, actually making good of the neutral airs to actually edgeguard Metal, and it looks like Shade actually did end up killing, whoever it was. I believe it was Hakii.
It was Hakii.
It was Hakii?
It was Hakii. Because Hakii's back down to 0%.
Well, he ended up killing Hakii, but was it worth it? It looks like it was to Shade's reaction, as he is actually still trying to get into the fight here. Hakii grabbing him, and KJ in the corner actually trying to charge his limit break when he's actually not around. But Hakii really needs to watch out for that shield, because almost one more critical hit off of Metal Slug's Corrin probably could have broke the shield. We are actually in the middle of a sticky situation for both KJ and Hakii, and even a more stickier situation for KJ, landing the crossblade as he actually just got limit break, was able to get the kill off of the crossblade, or was able to get the kill off the crossline. And oh my goodness, and Corrin actually grabbing for Shade actually was able to get the kill off of the up throw. Believe it or not, that is actually just as almost as effective as Mewtwo's up throw, which actually can get a good kill. But it looks like Hakii was actually able to make good use of the counter for a good edge guard, as Hakii was trying to actually use the neutral beam to edge guard, but it seems like Hakii did not actually have the extra jump, which ended up costing his own stock. And it looks like we're actually in another situation for Metal Slug here. Looks like it's another 2v1 if he can actually plan this correctly. If Metal were to actually mess up once, this could be it. But KJ actually has the limit break, and Hakii still has one extra stock, and it looks like they were able to finish the game. So now that was actually the end of round 2, and it looks like this match is in favor of KJ and Hakii. KJ and Hakii, yes. So, we're not actually 100% sure if there might actually be a character change. To be very honest, I really doubt it. But, and it looks like I was right. Being loyal to their characters, it looks like we're actually going to go ahead and start in round 3 in Duck Hunt. Here we go. Hakii immediately going for Shade. Actually, looks like Metal was actually able to trap both Shade and KJ over there in the middle of the stage. Metal actually trying to see if he can actually trick KJ, but it looks like Shade actually almost meteor smashed Hakii off the left side of the stage, but somehow Hakii was actually able to make it back. Shade was actually going for it again, but it looks like it wasn't actually going to hit this time.
And way off.
Was nearly Metal. Shade almost killing Metal somehow, but luckily it wasn't
low percent. The middle was a low percent. That's gonna happen. He just wanted to stop that momentum for sure.
The ceiling on this stage is like in medium range, so pretty much anything can happen. And that being said, commentator's curse. It looks like KJ was actually able to get make a good use of the decently ranged ceiling of the stage. But Metal was about to actually try to get into the stage, but he immediately regrets that decision. But KJ still with the limit break. Hakii and KJ are actually trying to control the neutral stage, but it looks like Metal actually, and Shade immediately ends up killing Hakii and Metal. Was it worth it? We're not 100% sure, but it looks like at this point we actually have an even game going on over here. As Hakii tries to make it back to the stage, it looks like Hakii was able to successfully return to neutral, as we actually still have KJ still charging up the limit break here. Shade is actually in the situation, same with Metal, but it looks like they were able to both go back into neutral once again. Because that's the only thing that'll keep her balanced.
Hot to get it off. Metal getting both, but hit Shade instead.
And Shade actually making great use of the stage there, actually being able to wall jump back into recovery, but it looks like KJ is actually going to go ahead and actually lock there, but Metal Slug almost getting KJ with a counter there.
Metal Slug off stage, takes it back.
Metal's actually
Hakii's ready for him.
And it looks, I was just about to say, it looks like Metal Slug was actually having a hard time getting back onto the stage and not being able to actually move quick enough. Looks like it was ending up costing his own stock. But if anything, it's perfectly understandable. But it looks like Shade, surprisingly, despite the fact of him being on his last stock, he is still basically being thrown around like a ragdoll. But it looks like he is actually going to be able to stick into the game just a little bit longer. But it might actually not be enough for Metal Slug. And sadly, he was not able to recover. So it looks like this game is actually going to go to KJ and Hakii. I honestly can't wait for singles. It's so much easier to commentate.
It is. I mean, that's what I